Welcome everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you 5 hilarious builds that you should try out. Disclaimer, I am not responsible for the many deaths you may face with these goofy builds. Our first build is definitely one of my favorites of all time. I got 2 words for you. No Mither. That's right, our first build is centered on a star stud perk no Mither, which makes you injured the entire game. But, let me finish. You can pick yourself up. Yeah, it's about the only valuable thing, but hey, it's funny. We're gonna be complimenting no Mither because it's not fun if you know, instantly die. We're gonna first give you an exhaustion perk, which I choose life personally. Do whatever you want. You sprint burst nerds. That was a joke. Please don't unsubscribe. I need this. I got 18 kids to take care of. Next, we have Decisive Strike. So if the killer tries to tunnel you out of the game, you have some insurance. Also, this perk can be used to bully the killer. Look, I'm not saying I do that, but I'm also not saying I don't. The final perk is going to be Object of Obsession, which every half a minute lets you and the killer see each other's aura. And this perk will let you assert that you're super alpha no Mither, and there's a dweeb with a katana. I love running this stuff, it's just so funny, and it's a great challenge trying to escape with this stuff. Our next build is going to be one of the most satisfying builds to help out your random teammates. Also, having at least one friend help you out is good, but it's not required. Our main perk we will be using is For the People. This perk, as long as you're healthy, lets you heal one of your teammates up a full health state. For this build, only use it to pick up down survivors because otherwise it's just kind of a waste. After healing the survivor, you'll become broken, which is when you are injured and cannot be healed. We're going to be teaming this perk up with We're Gonna Live Forever, which if you're doing this build with 3 friends, so it's a 4-man survive with friends, just replace this perk with Soul Guard. But what we're using We're Gonna Live Forever for is its secondary ability, which activates when you heal one of your teammates. Then, when you pick a survivor off the ground, they'll get the endurance status effect, that thing you get from coming off the hook, for a few seconds. See what I'm doing with this? You'll pick up your teammates and they'll be able to take a hit. But next question, where exactly is your injured teammate? Sure, you can look on the left and see that they are in fact getting chased, but for this to work, you need to get there as soon as the killer downs them. You need to be right next to them. And you're going to be finding them with my favorite perk in the game. Yes, my #1 favorite perk. Not only is it just my favorite, but I also think it's better than Sprint Burst, and Prove Thyself, or whatever meta stuff you want to run. Empathy. Empathy lets you see all injured survivors. And that's it. I don't know why, but I absolutely love this perk. I think it's just so good. You'll use this perk to make sure you always are near injured survivors getting chases. Plus, you can use this perk to find the people that you need to heal in order to get We're Gonna Live Forever to activate. But do gens. I don't care about gens. This is funny. Now, our final perk is going to be different depending on if/how many are running this build with you. 0? Alright, that's cool, no biggie, just bring botany knowledge so you can heal up your other teammates faster. Plus, if for some reason you don't have For the People ready, but someone's on the ground, this, along with We're Gonna Live Forever, will make you heal down survivors 150% faster than normal. If you have a teammate, you can replace Botany with Soul Guard, or keep Botany, but unless you have a 4-stack bully squad, We're Gonna Live Forever. Bring that, because we don't want our teammates dead, right? Right? Our next build is going to be all about hiding from the killer, so you can pick your pallets up. This build might not have as much success most every time, like a lot of other builds in here, because a lot depends on the killer's actions, but it's still fun and funny when it does work on killers. So, we can't save the pallets and pick them up if you don't have, I know I said this a lot of times, but all the perks I'm saying this to really are like in my top 10 favorites, but the perk Any Means Necessary, one of my favorite perks in the game. This perk lets you see the aura of all drop pallets, and you can pick them up. Yeah. Take that, dead hard.
Oh my god, bro.
The way we'll get the killer away from the pallets is by running the perk Life. And anytime you stun the killer, you dumb tech him, which is literally just fast vault the pallet the second you get the stun. Yes, it's hilarious. But, Master revived. My killer keeps respecting pallets like a sissy. What do I do? Well, for that, I'll have to direct you to the looping guide you will watch after this video. That's right, I'm doing that thing YouTubers do where they beg for even more of your time. I'm shameless, but at least I'm willing to admit it. But now, after your dumb tech, they'll be after you. But you're at a new tile, away from the pallet, and you break line of sight. And thanks to your perks Lightweight and Fixated, not self-aware, it's still Fixated, just wait, Stranger Things coming back any decade now. Lightweight makes your scratch marks disappear real fast, and Fixated lets you walk faster and see your own scratch marks. And I find it helps to hide away from your scratch marks when you can see them personally, and if you don't care about that, then just bring Dance With Me, so when you vault that pallet, you just won't have any scratch marks for 3 seconds after you vault it, making it a little easier to dodge them. Either one works, but now thinking about it, Dance With Me might have a little bit better value if there's a structure to hide around within the immediate area. Also, you have a teammate with you running this build. When the killer chases after you from the dumb tech, they can pick up the pallet. Could you pretty please subscribe? Please? You already made this far in the video and it's free. Please? Our fourth build is going to be one for the ages, and it's all thanks to Power Struggle. Power Struggle makes it so when the killer walks under a pallet and you wiggled a bit, you can just plop that on their head and get out. You're going to start your game scoping out every pallet there is, so you know where to go for later. Then bring Tenacity, Unbreakable, and Flip Flop. Tenacity lets you recover while crawling, and you crawl at cheetah speeds. Unbreakable lets you recover faster, unless you pick yourself up once per game too, but we don't care about that. Finally, Flip Flop, which converts half of your recovery into wiggle progress. If you want to pick these pallets back up with any means necessary, then you can replace Unbreakable with that, but in my opinion, Flip Flop and Tenacity are essential to this working.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for.
Sabotaging. Don't we love it? But it doesn't work that often. This build gotcha. You're gonna bring Saboteur, so you can sabotage the hooks real good. Also, bring one of these toolboxes with some Sabo add-ons, so you can sabotage a bunch of hooks in a short time if you need. Stop going down, Dwight! Next perk up is Background Player, so when your teammates get picked up, you get a Sprint and Burst effect. Then you get a head start to sabotaging those darn hooks. Now we got a real funny perk, Breakout. This perk makes it so when you're near a teammate that's trying to wiggle off the killer's shoulders, they'll wiggle out 20% faster, and it's actually going to be 25% in like 2 weeks. I don't know why, but I used to think it was 80%. I mean, it should be. Like, come on devs, please, it won't be that bad. Our final perk is once again contingent on whether or not you're with friends. If you have even one person doing this with you, bring Boil over to just give the killer a really hard time. If not, then I'm honestly gonna have to say to bring Empathy, so you can always be near the survivor gonna go down. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. I had tons of fun making this video, and subscribe and all that stuff you know to do. But thank you to everybody who's been showing me such huge support recently. I truly appreciate it. Have a good one.